inside my heart I feel it was shot like a crowd dancing. I guess I can live without things that make my life what it is.
Hey all, Josh here. I guess I'm a little late on this one as this is already long out of theaters, and if it's not, then I will say ahead of time, I would suggest you go and see this movie. This is my review of Zombieland. I realize it's been a long time coming, but I've been quite busy, so fucking deal with it. Anyway, basically, Zombieland is after the zombie apocalypse. The opening takes place during it, and it's largely a hilarious opening sequence of slow motion shots with kind of silly shots of zombies running at people or falling from precarious locations, and it really gets you in the mood for the movie. And this is a gory movie, don't get me wrong. It is a gory movie, but it's not really a horror movie anymore. This is definitely just out-and-out parody, and if you're into that kind of thing, if you like Shaun of the Dead, I know it's the come-by go-to classic, but it really does fit this example, then you'll probably enjoy this. Now, while I don't think this was as good as Shaun of the Dead, really, what can be? So basically, this movie stars Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin. Jesse Eisenberg is the main character, Columbus, and they're all named after the places they're headed to, because supposedly names don't have much of a difference after the zombie apocalypse, which makes some sense, and otherwise it just makes their character names easier to remember. But Woody Harrelson stars a Twinkie-obsessed Tallahassee, and Emma Stone and Abigail Breslin are Wichita and Little Rock, respectively. Now, the latter two do not meet up with the main characters the other two main characters until about 20 minutes or 30 minutes into the movie, but they do make quite the entrance, and Woody Harrelson especially, throughout the entire movie, provides so much comic relief. You haven't really seen Woody Harrelson in too much of late that's been of note, but this is definitely a role that should win him some fans, and rightfully so, because he does a great job in it. Jesse Eisenberg plays about what he usually plays. I gotta say, I did enjoy his performance more in Adventureland, where he played largely the same character, but with a little more depth, and I appreciated that. Here, he doesn't really show that, and does come off like what many of his critics say, just Michael Cera with a different face. But it's not too bad, it does work, and ironically enough, we haven't really seen too many zombie movies with this kind of weird, quirky main character, so for that, I suppose I can let it slide. The other two characters play the atypical female characters, but for the most part, they're really not two standouts. The latter half of the movie especially, they become the damsels in distress, but that's not really a spoiler, because I kind of saw it coming anyway, but whatever. So, what is the plot of this movie? Frankly, there isn't a whole lot of plot after that. It's basically just a series of gags, and one extremely, extremely funny gag happening it's about a 30-minute gag, but the gag works the entire time, and it is probably the funniest thing, one of the funniest things I've seen all year, from any movie, and it's definitely that to look forward to. But yeah, the plot is just them getting over their personal problems after the zombie apocalypse. There's not as many zombies as you would think, though the climax is filled with zombies, and you'll certainly get your fill there. There's actually large portions of the movie where they do not have to deal with zombies, and that is both its one strength and one of my qualms with it, because I gotta say, though the strength of it is that it does allow character development. At the same time, I think this kind of madcap movie would have served better just by going with that madcap vibe. And especially, there's a point before the climax where it tries to build up the characters, and to me, it really just didn't work. I mean, the movie did not, even after this period of downtime, seem to prevent any thoroughly interesting characters. I liked them, sure, but they were just funny characters, and that's why I liked them. They seemed nice. So, I mean, it's not like you're really getting an in-depth character piece, so I don't know. It didn't really detract from the movie, per se, but I think it could have been a better movie without that sequence. Anyway, like I said, tons of action with the zombies regardless, though. There's a lot of funny bits. Basically, any way you can imagine killing a zombie is in this movie, and that is really why people would have gone to see this and will see it from now, because it is just a lot of fun. It's one of the few horror comedies to actually succeed in theaters, and rightfully so, I think. I am glad that it succeeded. The soundtrack is also really good in this movie, I must say. You'll have to forgive me, it's been a while since I've seen it. That's a problem with doing these reviews so late. I cannot remember any particular song off the top of my head, but I remember really enjoying it. And the effects, no problem, of course. Like I said, the gore, it's a lot of gore. But the makeup effects are done really, really well. And the climax involving quite a bit of CG and camera work is wonderfully shot. Woody Harrelson providing the best zombie badass, or zombie killer badass I have ever seen. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about the movie. It's not as amazing as I was hoping it was, but it's still a really, really fun movie. And if you like horror movies, if you like comedy movies and can stand gore, then go see this movie. Or, more than likely, go rent it when it comes out. Or if you're really feeling piratey, then just go watch it online. Otherwise than that, that's all I can say. Go see it.